Jack. Set this thing up. There we go. I hate this shit. Hey, Blandine. How are you today? We're going to be making a banner today. Yay! My husband went hunting for the weekend, so I finally got some peace. I've been on furlough. Driving me nuts. I mean, nuts. Shit, dog will eat that. About ready to get started on my banner. Did you bring some fabric? Hey, Betsy. Welcome. Let's craft and chat. I had an interesting recipe to talk about today. It's called stuffed pepper soup. I've never had it, but it sounds wonderful. I'm talking down to this iPad, but that's okay. I got all my dogs outside. Leaves are falling, but it's hot as hell out here. And I'm going to make a banner. So if you have your scrap fabric with you, you can make along with me. If not, you can just make your own later. What I did was I brought strips that I already stripped from another project. together until I get the width that I want. These are so fun to make and they're so cute. I make full curtains in my spare bedroom out of this stuff. Just cutting strips of Chanel and then, like, bringing them down like a curtain and hanging it is so cute. So this is how wide I have it now. I want it to be wider than that, so I'm going to take another one of my strips. I got blue and pink, I got green. These are just strips that were left over from another project. I think they were napkins or something that I cut up. And all I'm doing is tying a knot in. That's 3. I think I'm going to do 4. Let's see, I have a red, a blue, a green, and a purple. Where is that? Yeah, that's pink. And I might even want to make it even one more wider. And I think I want to go one more wider. So it's going to be like 4 feet total. And you can make yours as wide as you want. You can make a little one. You can make a super wide one. You can make several. A lot of times we use these at craft shows just for decor. Hang over our walls. Okay, so that's my part. That's my part that I am going to actually tie my strips of fabric to. Kind of strung there. Says there's 3 in here, so I guess somebody's watching. Okay, so that was I could even make it wider if I wanted to, but I'm making this for my granddaughter's. I think that's about all they need in there, yeah. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I've got some fabrics here that I just brought, bits and pieces of that were left over and this and that. And I've got different styles of fabrics that I thought all went together and everything. So I'm going to open up my fabric and I'm going to cut strips in it. Now, when I decide how long I want my strips to hang, which is about like that, then I'm going to want to cut my strip twice that size so that I can knot it and it will come down and be 2. So like if this was the length that I wanted, I would just fold it in half, knot it, and then I would have 2 strips hanging there. Got it? But I want something that's going to be about twice that long. So I'm going to take my fabric pieces and I'm just going to cut a strip the long length I want it, and then I will use that one to cut the rest of my strips to match that length. And these are the colors that I am going to do today for my granddaughter's bedroom. I am putting all of these together on this. This beautiful blue and pink, and then I have this little, where the camera is on this thing, this one, and then this one, and then just a plain white, and then this one. So you kind of want your colors to coordinate with whatever it is you're making it for. Like if you're making it for a party or something, it's 4th of July, you might want to just do red, white, and blue. I've done that with burlap. So I have 5 colors, and I'm going to cut these so that I have a strip that's going to be as long as I want it, and this is the size I want my strip. So I'm going to go ahead and cut me out some strips and get started. I like to cut in layers because you can cut so much more at once. And it doesn't really matter how wide they are. You can have them real super thin, or you can have them super wide, or just medium, or just whatever floats your boat. The good thing about these is it doesn't take much. You usually have scrap fabric around, or old sheets, or towels, or any kind of fabric that you can just use instead of throwing it away. That's the whole damn idea. So right now I'm cutting 5 layers of my fabric all at once in my first strip. And I'm not using anything but a pair of scissors and fabric. This is just scrap fabric that I had sitting around. No real use for it planned, so this is great for it. So here's what I did. I cut through all 5 layers, and I've got strips now. They don't have to be even, they don't have to be perfect, they don't have to be beautiful. In fact, that's the whole idea of the damn thing, is to have something that's shabby chic. That's why I like shabby chic, because I can just be whatever I want, and it still looks good. So this is how long. I would say mine is about 2 feet, and then I'm going to double it and make it a foot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the end of what I just made that I tie to, and then just tie this so that it comes out even. Tie it onto, you can see what I'm doing. I don't know about these. Oh my God, I just spilled $30 paint. Shit. Okay, guys, go ahead and just keep going. Keep going. I'll be right back. A bunch of paint. I put it back in the paint can. Very expensive paint. I just I guess you guys can hear me. I don't know. Set this tub outside. One of those days, you guys. It's okay. We're troopers. We keep on going. Keep on rocking. Yeah, I just don't make these cases for these iPads set up right for live streaming. Oh, I'm back. Okay. Now it says there's 4 in here, but only 2 of you are talking. So if anybody else is in here and you want to talk, feel free. While I'm tying these on here, I want to talk about this recipe. It is a great recipe. It is, I'm going to make it this week, as soon as I get my groceries in tomorrow. You actually you will take your 2-foot piece and fold it in half. And then you'll take your piece that you tied for your topper that you tie it to, and you'll try to center it, tie a knot in it. And that's all there is to it. And then you just coordinate the fabrics you want all the way down, as thick as you want, as thin as you want, however you want it. I just tie a double knot. Some will be shorter than others, but that's what makes it cute. So there we go. I have my first one. Let's see it. And then the next fabric I have in line will go right next to it. And all the way down to the end of this, I'll call this our clothesline. And this is our clothes that we hang on the line, tying them on. Is it better now? I don't know. I have a fan on, so I don't know. That's probably much better there. All right. Okay, let me tell you about this suit. I've got it written down here. Oh, this soup sounds fabulous. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do mine compared to the recipe. This is not going to be stuffed peppers, it's stuffed pepper soup. And you can do this in the crock pot if you want. Just add it in there in the morning. I use ground beef and sausage. I mean, I've never made the soup, but I make stuffed peppers a lot because I love them. I'm going to my next color now, which is going to be the whitish one. I use ground sausage and ground beef. So if you want to make a whole lot of soup, you could do a pound of each. If you just want to make soup for a meal and maybe a little left over, I would do a half a pound each. Make sure they're browned good. Um, you're going to add together. Um, well, it says you can use ground turkey, but I don't use ground turkey. And I use a mixture of red and green bell peppers. And the red are a little sweeter. Hey, Sharon. That's fine, honey. Okay, so I have the second one tied. I have two now. Tied to my clothesline. Sharon, we're just putting on strips of fabric on a little clothesline we made out of strips of fabric. So strips of fabric added to strips of fabric, and we're calling it clothes putting on the clothesline. And you can make it any size you want, any width you want. Okay, so that's the blue and the white. Now we're going to go to the plain pink. So what you'll want to do is you'll want to saute, if you're using real bell peppers, you'll want to saute those just like you did your meats so that they're nice and soft and not, it takes those forever to get hard if you don't, to get soft if you don't. And so you'll just go ahead and saute those either before or after your meat, whatever you want, however you want to do it. And just as many as you want. There is no certain amount. Red, green, yellow, whatever you want, just green, just red, however you want to do it. Okay, and then you're going to simmer some rice. Make you some rice. Brown rice, whatever color of rice you want. Now I got 3 colors on here, and I want to try to keep them kind of close together, but I really don't need them to be touching, just like almost touching. And that's perfect. So what the ingredients you're gonna need are gonna be some cooked rice. So you can get the kind you put in the microwave or whatever. And then your sauteed peppers, your cooked sausage, and your cooked hamburger. And you're gonna put all this together. And you are going to, wait a minute, that's the same color I just put on there. You're gonna either put it in your crock pot or put it in your soup pot. Now, what I do is I also add a bag of frozen peppers, red peppers, green peppers. You don't have to use the, the produce, the real. You can just use frozen and just drop those in your soup like that. You don't have to saute anything. So basically, it's going to have your meats. It's going to have your peppers. It's going to have your rice, and you're just going to saute. You're just going to stew that just like you would any soup, either in your crock pot. Some people put shredded cheese over it, sour cream, stuff like that. Whatever, however you like it, however you want to make, however you're used to making your stuffed peppers. It's the same way, only you're making a soup out of it. Sound good? I think it sounds wonderful. I think cook time is only about 30 minutes if you do it on the stove, but of course if you do it in the crock pot, you can do it all day. And you'll want to add a little chopped onion, a little garlic, your salt and your pepper, just a taste. And then a can of your petite diced tomatoes. And also you want to add a can of beef broth in there. 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning. This is all added into your soup mixture. And your 2 tablespoons of chopped parsley. Okay, so this is our clothesline. This is our clothesline. This is the clothesline we made. This is the strips of fabric we're tying on. And this is the colors that I chose. And I chose to make them 2 feet long and then double them so they hang a foot. And I'm just going all the way down my clothesline with tying these on. And that's going to be a banner for my granddaughter's bedroom. And each time I tie one on, I'll hold it up and show y'all. I've just mixed these colors together. I got 5 different colors. I've got this blue, and then this color, this solid pink, solid white, and then I have a polka dot. And then I just start over with the blue, the pink, and go down the line so that they're in order. Otherwise, you might come up with too close to each other, and it messes it up. But this is the way I like to do it because it's so much faster. You're doubling your fabric, you're making it thicker, so it's not so cheap looking. It looks better, thicker. And to get the clothesline that we tied it to, we just tied scrapped strips together. You can use anything you want. You can use jute, you can use yarn, you can use whatever you want to tie it together. But I'm all about reusing that fabric that I would have thrown away. So before I buy new stuff or use new stuff that hasn't been opened, I'll go ahead and use, the old stuff first. So that's 1, 2, 3. That's all 5 of my colors I've got. Now I'm going to start over with this blue and just keep going down my clothesline until it's all filled. Once it's all filled, then you're going to take the ends and you're going to make a little knot on each end, and that's what's going to hang it with. So you want me to go over you guys want the crock pot method or the soup in a pot on the stove method? I'll go over it again. It's really easy. It's basically just throwing stuff together. And that's what I'm all about. Oh, sure. See, I have this, and then I take this and I fold it over to where it's kind of even, at least try to get it even. Now then, I'm going to take this part up and you guys can just tie any kind of knot you want. You can tie a fancy knot, just tie it as tight as you can, and then double that, and then just move it down to wherever you want it to go. I like for mine to be close, but not quite touching. Otherwise, they get too bunched up. So there we are. We're started real good. These are not, they need to be adjusted. But after you get them all done, then you can hang it up somewhere and adjust them the way you want them. And if you prefer, you can take a drop of glue, take your glue gun and just take a little drop of glue and glue it, stick it right underneath your knot there. See your knot, just stick it right underneath your knot, and then they won't move around. But I've never really had to do that. I think one time I did, but it was because it was with burlap. And see how cute these are? I made curtains because I made them out of chenille and I made them go all the way to the floor. And they are really, really cute for my bedroom. Now, you don't have to have twine. Twine is, if it's something that you prefer, it's very farmhousey. It's very cute. I like it. Do it if you want. All right. Penny, do you need any more instruction, honey? Are you doing it with us, or are you just getting the gist so you can go make some? They're fun. Penny, I cut my strips about 2 feet long, and then I double them because then when you double them, it's you don't have to make as many. See, you've got two right there, and it makes it look fuller. But it's like I said, the fabrics that you use depend on what you're using it for. These fabrics I chose are because it's going to go in my granddaughter's bedroom, so I wanted something sweet. But like if it's for the bedroom that I did upstairs, I just did all one color of Chanel. So that's all I know about that. I know one thing, down in Georgia, you don't know how to dress this time of the year. You're better off to wear a tank top and then put a sweater over it because the sweater's going to come off and you're not only going to be warm, you're going to be burning up. You need the tank top. It goes from one extreme to the other. Okay. All right, Penny, that's fine. I'm just going to try to show you as much as I can. Here it is getting a little bit bigger. Hi, Vita. How are you? I haven't watched your video yet. I've got it on my to watch list. It's been super crazy this week. All kinds. If it can happen, it's going to happen. One of those weeks. Bobby got a new job. Oh, we're so excited. You could take your little knots and you can twist them around and even them out and make them neater. Oh, that's okay, Penny. I got the iPad on StreamYard right now, so I don't even know what everybody else is on. But it's better if you do. You can make these as long as you want, or you can make little bitty short ones. You can make them as a balance in your kitchen. Just use some fabric that's goes coordinating with your kitchen. You can use just two different fabrics, three different fabrics. You can use a different fabric for every. There's just so many ways you could do this. It's just use your own way. And that's what makes crafting fun is that you can create new ways yourself. So getting a little bit bigger. See how they're all uneven? That's the way a banner is when you make them like these. So the biscuit um, biscuit pizza dough things that we made last week, I did make, and they were good. They were definitely good. Um, I probably won't ever make them again because I didn't think that it was that great. Put it that way. I like biscuits, but and it did have a good biscuity taste, that's for sure. But I don't know. I don't even know what to say about them. I just probably won't make them again. They weren't that great. That's about the best I can say. But I am definitely going to try this um, stuffed pepper soup. I'm getting all the stuff I need for it tomorrow, and I'm going to start making it for the weekend. Can't wait. I love stuffed peppers. It's one of my favorites. So this is how we're looking. Getting there. If you've got old Christmas lights that you're not going to do anything with but throw away, that's a great idea. And you know that once you get this done, you can string Christmas lights with it. They don't have to be attached to it. But yeah, that's a cute idea too. I mean, idea after idea on this. I've seen a lot. I mean, a lot of different. Like when you go into the antique stores, the craft stores, and things like that, you see these everywhere. And they're done in all different ways. Some people just take old sheets and tear them up. You know, if you've got stuff that's already got holes in it anyway, and you're not going to do anything with it, and you're trying to figure out what to do with it, well, there you go. I've done one with old antique hankies. It was so cute. Just wrapped the hanky around my twine, like the very tip of it. I wrapped around the twine and then hung the hankies where they were like a V, like an upwards V, all the way down, like little flags. I mean, yeah, it was good, but I really just, I don't know. I really don't know. I just didn't. I liked it. I ate it, but probably won't make it again because it's just not that great. I mean, I like breadsticks and dip them in my sauce better than I liked that. So if you guys don't know what we're talking about, last week we talked about a recipe of taking biscuits and making a calzone by rolling your biscuits out to a little square, and then right now I'm cutting more fabric in strips. And then once you have it all laid out, you put your pizza sauce and whatever toppings you want. And I used pepperoni and cheese, and then you fold it over, seal it, and make a calzone. Put it in the oven. It was good. I mean, I'm definitely going to say it was good. It just wasn't terrifically good to where I want to sit there and just enjoy every bite. I can't explain it. I just can't explain. Some things just cannot be explained. It just wasn't that great. It was kind of like a pizza roll. You know, pizza rolls are okay because they're easy and fast and you can throw them in the oven. But are they really all that scrumptious? Like, no. We saw one antique store and said she wanted one. Oh, you saw one in an antique store, Penny? Yeah, they're everywhere. They definitely are everywhere. And they've been around for a while now. They're fun to make. I mean, just cut some strips and you don't even have to worry about them fraying or anything because that's the whole idea of it. That's the look of it. And they really add to a room or a piece of furniture or something you're trying to, you know, give a pop to. Well, these strips are only cut a couple of inches wide, but you can cut them thinner. You can cut them half that wide if you want, an inch, or you could do 2 inch or, an inch and a half. But just going by these are about two wide. 2 inches wide and 2 feet long, and then I fold them over, makes them hang 1 feet. And then the strip, which I call the clothesline, um, I made it about 4 feet, but you can make them longer or shorter. 4 feet is it's a pretty good size one. I've seen them just a couple of feet hanging in craft stores. They look cute, or just even like this. But mine, I got 4 feet. You can see it's doubled. There's 2, 3. So we still got, I got this much done. We got this much to go. So I haven't even made it through the first one that I tied off. And each of these that I tied off was about a foot. So I took a foot strip, just any width. These are only about an inch wide. And then I tied 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them together. So it's about 5 feet, yeah. But by the time you take away the tie part and all, I think it's about 4 feet. And then the strips are about 2 inches wide, 2 feet, and then you double them, fold them over, half them. Now, let's see, we're going to go with the plain white. Yeah, they're cute in a birthday party. And then you just have them keep them. Decorate with them and then just tell them to keep them. You can decorate tables with them, put it around the edge of your table and just use I've used Velcro. So many things you can do with them. It's such a good salvage project instead of throwing stuff away. I never throw anything away. I have a special drawer for it. And so when something like this comes up, I can go to that drawer. Now I do throw stuff away. I will say that, but I will try to sell it first because somebody else can use it. And if you get one like I just did mixed up, all you have to do is just move that one over and put the one you missed in between because they do move until if you want to glue them, when you're done, you can glue underneath the little knot at the top. And you'll want to straighten up your knots and make them look even and everything. When you're all done, I usually hang mine up and stand there and straighten it up. This would probably be cute to do if somebody had old ties too that they were going to throw away. Napkins, like I did the pretty little doilies and things like that with the napkins. A doily, then a napkin, then a doily. I've done red, white, and blue ones for people with burlap. I've done them for people's craft booths. I've done them for people's holiday parties. So I've got 1, 2, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I got 15 on there now. But it's actually 30 because I've doubled them over. So that's what makes it look full. If it was just, 1 foot and tying it at the top, it would not look as full. Thank you, Vita. So again, let's go over the recipe. We're going to make it this week, and I want to know how everybody's turns out. So you're going to take a little olive oil, whether it's in your crock pot or in your pot. Add your ground beef and your sausage, or either one you want to use. And of course, you're going to brown that. And then you're going to add a little onion to it. No set amount. It depends. They actually usually go for about $12 a foot. So, like a little bit farther, about this size would be $12. I mean, when I get over to here, it'd be $12. So if you did, a 3 foot one, they're 36. If you do a 4 foot one, you can discount it a little bit. Instead of it being 48, you can make it 40. Um, yeah, they are usually not cheap. Okay, so after you add a little onion in your pot and make sure that that's all nice and softened, add a little garlic. And I'm just saying a little, but you're making your own soup, you're making your own amount. I would put 1.5 teaspoons of the garlic and 3/4 a cup of chopped onions, but that's just if you want to make a regular size. If you want to make more or less, you can use less. And then you just season your beef and onion with your salt and pepper. You want to add the bell peppers to the pot and cook. That's only if you're using real ones. If you're using frozen ones, you can do that. Go ahead and add it to the pot anyway, but they won't need to cook first. They'll just cook in with the soup. Then you add your tomatoes, which they call for one 15-ounce can of the tomato sauce and one 14.5 can of petite diced tomatoes. And I just use whatever cans I've got. And then you definitely want to add a can of beef broth. That gives it a lot of flavor. And some Italian seasoning, which is about 2 teaspoons of that. And then you'll stir in, once everything's softened, you'll stir in your rice. And I always add cheese on mine when it's done. You can use both, Penny, red and green, or you can just use green or orange, red, green, whatever you want. Most stuffed peppers are stuffed in green, but I get the frozen kind in the bag that have red and green. That's what I use. But for stuffed peppers, I usually use the green. For this, I'm going to be using frozen mixture. And Sharon said, I finally got everything boxed up from my garage sale and ready to donate. Now I am working on a much needed closet purge. Well, you're supposed to do closet purges before the yard sale, honey. So here we go. We got a good start here. And we're going to go for about another 10 more minutes or so. And then I'm going to get off of here and go take the dogs in. And I have to run down the road to the store. And I have an auction tonight. Yay! At 7, come see my auction. I'm going to have some antique pieces in there that were my grandfather's, that we've held in the family for quite a while, and it's time somebody decided to get rid of it. Nobody wanted to do it. I'm going to do it. Lots of collections in this family have been saved, and it's time that they went to a good home. We got collection of vases, collection of dogs, collection of this, collection of that. It's time for somebody else to enjoy them. I'm going to do this one more round, and then I'll finish mine up and show you guys next week. Now for next week's craft, we are going to make a planter. It's going to be out of any plastic container. Instead of throwing it away, wash it and save it, whether it be a milk carton, a juice carton, whatever it may be, plastic. And you're just going to need plastic. You're going to need your plastic container, your scissors, and some markers or paint markers or paint and brushes, whatever you want to do, because we're going to decorate with paint on these plastic containers to make a planter. We're going to actually plant a plant in it. I am going to show you how to do that with something that we actually throw away. And we're not going to throw away our plastic container this week. Any questions? Old paperwork. Oh, yeah. Well, those comforters will be great for the homeless. I would take those comforters over to a homeless shelter. Hey, stop. Scared the shit out of me. Little heifer. We're going in just a minute. Yeah, I did make some pumpkins. We made pumpkins the first week of this craft and chat. We made pumpkins out of cans. I made a pumpkin out of a glass jar and put lights in it last week. In fact, I can show that. I'm going to show it to you with the lights on. Where is it? I don't know where this camera is right now. I'm trying to find it. Camera. Fluff's giving you some love. Let's see. Oh, here it is. I think I found it. There's my feet. This is weird. Where'd it go? See, I can't handle this iPad camera. I don't know where it's at. It's weird. I see it, but it doesn't show like when you put the camera right there. You see it? It's lit up. Made that out of glass jar. Shut up! There's a lid. It's got lights in it. Yeah, that's the baby. Old paperwork. Oh. Shred, shred, shred. You got to shred. And yeah, I did do some pumpkins with some sweater material, and I did some pumpkins. In fact, I'm going to put them, they're going to be in my auction this Friday night. I'm doing an auction with the gang that does auctions with Cha-Cha. So I'm doing an auction on, I think it's Kim, it's Kim, the real, keeping it real or something. On her channel Friday night, and I'm going to have some fall things that I've made on there. Hi there, Becky. We're just now wrapping things up, sweetie. You got to go back and look. So this is part of it. This is what it'll look like all the way down, and then when I get it all finished, I'll take pictures of it and hang it up and show you guys. And I hope that if you have any questions or anything, you just find me, ask me, and I want to see yours that you make too. I want to see the different styles that you guys come up with. Old paperwork, Sharon. Girl, I don't know what I would do. There's personal stuff on that, so shredding would be the best thing. Yeah, it's about to get real, Kim. I'm going to be on her channel. I'm going to be on my own channel tonight at 7 Eastern with some antiques and stuff and jewelry and clothes. And then tomorrow night, I'm going to be on It's About to Get Real with Kim on her channel. I think it starts at 9 Eastern, 8 or 9. And we're going to be doing fall stuff and Halloween stuff. And then Saturday at 7, Kimmers is going to be on my channel with me. And we're going to be, again, on the cha-cha train doing fall stuff and our own stuff. Little combination of both. So tonight, my own stuff. Tomorrow night, fall stuff. And then Saturday night, both. Yeah. It's about to get real, Kim. She lives in Texas. She's got snakes, so she's a really tough chick. Ugh, she showed me pictures of them things. Ugh. Yeah, but even ripping them up by hand, you're still going to have some information on there that people are going to be able to see. You got to shred them. If it has personal information, you got to shred them. There's no other choice unless you take them out in a barrel and burn them. Which I don't know what your laws are there, but we just shred ours. So yeah, guys, any questions? Any questions about the recipe for this week or the craft recipe for this week or anything you want to know? You guys, we're going to go in just a minute. Let's see, we're going to do something like this with the plastic. We're going to take our plastic container and we're going to cut like little ears out of it and make it where we can make a planner out of it. It'll be cute. We're just trying to utilize things that we would normally throw away. Let me see if I can Google that. There's companies that will come and destroy stuff like that. Oh, add a half a gallon of bleach to the trash can. Bleach breaks down paper and destroys ink, so it's great for rendering your documents unreadable. However, be careful while handling bleach. Don't let it touch your skin and work in a well-ventilated area like Sharon doesn't know that. Next, add 5 gallons of water to the trash can. Ugh. So put it all in a can. Pour a gallon of bleach over it. Put a gallon of water in it. And put it out for the trash. Oh, yes, yes, Becky. I'll get you the recipe. Give me a little bit here today. And in fact, I'll get it for you before the end of the day. I'll send it to you in a document. It is, oh, good, Vita. I'm so happy, honey. Okay, I can do that. Yeah. The recipe for this week is stuffed pepper soup. So I am so anxious to try this stuff because I love soup and I love stuffed peppers. Yeah, I'll send it to you, Roses, and I'll also put it in the comment section of the video. And I thank you guys for coming in. I really appreciate it. You're my friends, and I love you, all of you. Have a great day, and hopefully I'll see y'all tonight at the sale, at the auction.